What is your message to President Xi as it relates to the Iran war?
Okay, huge day today. So much going down in crypto right now. This whole week is shaping up to be a big one.
You made reference to Bitcoin. It's just the newest, coolest software that will provide us an ability to do things that we could never have done before.
But hold up, things aren't always what they look like on the surface. This thing could straight up kill crypto this year. Do me a favor, hit that like button and let's jump right in. Yeah, this hits you too. Boom! Senate officially confirmed Kevin Warsh as Fed Reserve Governor, clearing way for chair vote, which is honestly just a box-checking move, kind of a bureaucratic step they got to do to lock in Kevin Warsh as the new Fed chair. So basically this is happening, no doubt about it, which means Jerome Powell is out, Kevin Warsh is in, crypto clarity is next. Matter of fact, the Senate Banking Committee has just published their Clarity Act draft bill. Markup is happening 10:30 a.m. sharp, 2 days from now. Put it on your calendar. This is great for you if you're holding crypto because word on the street is Kevin Warsh wants to slash interest rates, and that would send Bitcoin and crypto flying. On top of that, the guy is pro-Bitcoin. That makes him the first ever pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin Federal Reserve Governor, and soon to be the chair. Just take a listen to him talking about why he backs Bitcoin.
You made reference to Bitcoin, and I thought I heard a little bit of condescension that people are buying Bitcoin in these things.
But doesn't it, Charlie Munger, this is 2 or 3 years before he died, Charlie Munger attacked Bitcoin. He called it evil, in part because it would begin to undermine the Fed's ability to manage the economy.
Or it could provide market discipline, or it could tell the world that things need to be fixed.
Bitcoin does not make you nervous.
Bitcoin does not make me nervous. I can hearken back to a dinner I had here in 2011 with someone who is another guest on your show. I won't say his name. Okay, I just did Mark Andreessen, who showed me the white paper. That was the original white paper. I wish I had understood as clearly as he did how transformative Bitcoin and this new technology would be. Bitcoin doesn't trouble me. I think of it as an important asset that can help inform policymakers when they're doing things right and wrong. It is not a substitute to the dollar. I think it can often be a very good policeman for policy. And if I were to speak more broadly to what did Charlie Munger and others perhaps have in mind, there is a proliferation of securities that go under all sorts of names. Many, if not most of them, are not worth what they might be being traded for. So what did Charlie say, and maybe his pal Warren say? There's the innovators, the imitators, and the incompetents. They're real innovators that are happening in and around that new technology. And what I would try to impart towards businesses and bankers is that the underlying technology that Mark showed me in that white paper, or tried to show me in that white paper, it's just software. It's just the newest, coolest software that will provide us an ability to do things that we could never have done before. Can the software be used for good and evil? Yes, both, like all software. Right. So I don't cast aspersions like that. If there's a final point, it's these technologies are being built here. I don't just mean on Stanford campus. I believe in the United States. And the world's most talented engineers from China and Europe and everywhere, they come to the United States even now to try to build this stuff. And my view is by building it here, that gives us an opportunity to be more productive and create something very special over the next decade.
In other crypto news, Trump's heading over to China today. Big face-to-face with the Chinese president lined up. Honestly, this is huge for both Trump and Xi. Each guy needs to walk away with something they can sell back home as a win. And here's the kicker. You got heavy hitters like Tim Cook and Elon Musk tagging along, basically flying the flag for American business. The Iran situation is definitely going to pop up in the convo, though between you and me, Trump's probably hoping that doesn't end up being the headline grabber. So yeah, going to be interesting to see what actually shakes out. But Trump's already out there saying a lot of good things are going to happen.
What is your message to President Xi as it relates to the Iran war?
Well, I think number one, we're going to have a long talk about it. I think he's been relatively good, to be honest with you. You look at the blockade, no problems. They get a lot of their oil from that area. We've had no problem, and he's been a friend of mine. He's been somebody that we get along with. And I think you're going to see that Good things are going to happen. This is going to be a very exciting trip. A lot of good things are going to happen.
Bad news time. Stuff like this could honestly nuke the Bitcoin bull run this year. Here's the deal. U.S. inflation just printed 3.8%. Forecast was 3.7. Last reading was 3.3. So yeah, it's heading the wrong way. Hotter than anyone expected and way above the Fed's 2% goal. Bad look for anyone waiting on a bull run because hot inflation means no rate cuts. If they can't cool this thing down, we might actually see hikes instead. Rate cuts foobarred. That's coming straight from analyst Paul Barron. And to take it even further, since Kevin Warsh is going to be the brand new Fed chair, walking into his first few FOMC meetings, he's probably going to play it safe on cuts. New guy, wants a nice smooth landing, doesn't want to rock the boat right out the gate. Now check this. We only got 5 FOMC meetings left this year where they actually decide on rates. June, July, September, October, and December. If we just assume he ain't touching rates in June and July, and look, we genuinely don't know yet, that only leaves us September, October, and December on the table. So there's this view picking up steam. It's crazy to me that investors in the US are still under the impression that they're still going to get significant rate cuts this year. Here's how the prediction markets are betting it'll play out. There is only a 3% chance of a rate cut by the end of this year. Prediction markets are now pricing a 54% chance of a hike before June next year. And as soaring energy costs continue to spike and inflation continues to run up, this environment could lead to hikes. The Fed is in a tough spot. So what's your call on this? You think Kevin Warsh actually cuts rates this year? Look, it's pretty clear to me he's going to be cutting rates over the next 1.5, maybe 2 years. But the real question is, what goes down this year? Now, if you're a bear or you're in the camp that Bitcoin is stuck in that classic 4-year cycle bear market, then here's how the thinking goes. Only 5 more months until we can all buy the Bitcoin bear market cycle low. Maybe you're in analyst Benjamin Cowan's camp, thinking the business cycle, which has been chilling above 50 for 4 months straight now, is about to roll over. And it's going to roll over into a recession. With unemployment ticking up, geopolitical drama heating up, oil prices climbing, inflation climbing, you're probably just sitting back waiting for the 4-year cycle to do its thing. But if you reckon the ISM-PMI business cycle is still expanding, and you're feeling good about the economy, the stock market, all of it, then you're saying the bottom is already in. And sure, there's going to be plenty of choppy action. We might even dip back down and tag the lows one more time. But for all practical purposes, the low is locked in. Maybe you're even thinking we're going to print a fresh all-time high before this year wraps up. All right, this right here, this is the bull case. The Russell 2000 is breaking out and Bitcoin is about to follow. The ISM-PMI is expanding. Investors are rotating towards small caps. Bitcoin is next. This has literally never failed. Check this out. Give Coinboat Trading a listen.
Every single time the Russell starts expanding and breaks out while the ISM PMI is expanding, well then Bitcoin tends to have a massive bull run. The Russell 2000 represents these small cap stocks in the US, right? So when this starts to rally, well then the investor risk appetite is getting higher and higher. And eventually, well then that will reflect onto Bitcoin. And right now the Russell 2000 is breaking out simultaneously as the ISM PMI expands. Okay, so what comes next is again a massive Bitcoin bull run.
All right, look, if business cycles are your thing, you already get that this one's been kept on a leash for a while. But say you reckon it's actually waking up and gaining real momentum. Well, that's exactly where the bull thesis for Bitcoin and crypto comes from.
And we know that the TGA is going to be drained and the QT is going to finish and the Chinese are increasing their balance sheet and we got regulatory changes coming and we got rate cuts coming, blah, 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 blah. And the ISM, the business cycle, follows that. So the next thing for the business cycle is to go higher. Business cycle going higher means we'll have money in our pockets. It goes into risk assets, and that increases the price of crypto. It's not that complicated, but nobody wants to believe it because you're looking at 5-minute charts and scratching your nuts.
Anyway, Saylor's still out here doing his thing as usual. Those credit products are letting him load up on Bitcoin during dips at a scale he couldn't pull off before, dropping 116 million on BTC within hours of today's open. Honestly, it's getting a little nuts, and he flat out says he ain't stopping anytime soon.
We're going to buy a lot of Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is we're going to go back into a serious bull market. I think the equity premiums are going to expand. I think the MNAV's going to expand. I think we're going to have, at 125,000 a Bitcoin, all of a sudden we've got pretty soon we'll have 150 billion, 200 billion of collateral. And as our Bitcoin NAV expands, our capacity to issue credit increases.
And just to keep stacking up the bull case for you, there's a ton of different signals flashing that say the bottom is already in. Today, Bitcoin 30-day realized/historical volatility has dropped to just 1.73%, the lowest level this year. Big moves are coming. When gold tops out, that usually means Bitcoin is bottoming. Look at the history. Gold rips, then Bitcoin chases right after. You think we could still see a move like that play out? I sure do. But right now, Bitcoin is sitting at a really critical resistance level. If we manage to flip this thing into support, I'm fully bullish. But real talk, we got to actually break through this zone. Let me walk you through it. At the exact same point in the 4-year cycle, Bitcoin has always retested, then rejected at the 200-day moving average, leading to an average crash of 68% thereafter. With a lot of additional technical resistance around 83,500, combined with monetary and geopolitical uncertainty. Do you believe that it's smart to assume that this time is really different until proven otherwise? I don't think so. So where are you at on this? Bottom line, this is the key ceiling we need to crack above. Pull that off and have it hold as a floor instead, and yeah, that's straight up bullish. Enjoyed this? Hit like, subscribe, and leave me your thoughts in the comments. Genuinely thankful you hung out with me today, and I'll be back with you in the next one.